everybody, good to be here. Good to see all of you. Another year, another Laracon. Vishal said this is my fourth time. It's my fourth time if you count the conference being branded as Laracon, but before that was called Laravel Live India, I think. And if you count those, then this is my seventh time here already. I love to be here. Yeah, thank you. There seems to be something wrong there, so I'm going to try to solve that very fast. Yeah, okay, now we see everything. And now the slide should be in the picture. Nice. So, yeah, for those that don't know me, I'm Freek. I work at a company called Spatie. I have my blog, freek.dev, where I write about Laravel and PHP. I have a newsletter. It's basically a gist of everything that I write on my blog. And on all social networks, you can find me under my alias Freek Muse. Like I've said, I've been to many Laracons before, and these are just a few pictures of all the wonderful beings that I've met here. In the top left corner, you can see the first photo from me and Vishal taken at the first Laravel Live. Good. Before heading into the talk, I want to say a few words about Spatie and our open source work. So we've been around for quite some time. We started out in 2009. We're not a big team. We're a team of 12 passionate people. We do front end, back end, use Laravel and all related technologies. We've made a few things, Flare, which is exception tracking and performance monitoring. We made MailCoach, which is a very easy-to-use platform for all things email. It's basically MailChimp, but then better, I think. I also created ODear, which is uptime monitoring with batteries included. Instead of just monitoring the home page, we can actually crawl your page and say if any of the links are down. So we have other checks as well and status pages. And I've also created, together with my team, a handy debugging tool called Ray, but I'll talk more on that later. So at Spatie, we do basically three things. We have created our products. We're also a development consultancy. We do big technical projects for cool clients like Tomorrowland. And we also do a lot of open source, and I guess you know Spatie from that. On our website, there is a big list of every package that we've made, and you all certainly seem to love them. I got here statistics about how many downloads we had each year. So last year, I was very happy to announce here that we've made the 1 billion milestone, and thank you. And I'm quite happy to tell you that at the end of last year, so a month ago, we crossed the 2 billion download mark, which is quite nice to know if you keep in mind that we did this with a very small team. So I want to talk a little bit about why are our packages so popular, and I can think of a couple of reasons. I think the developer experience of our packages is quite good. They're easy to use. We try to have excellent documentation. We have extensive test suites, so you know that the code that you're getting is correct. And whenever there's like a new PHP version or a Laravel version, we try to keep our packages up to date. And some of these packages are around from the PHP 7 or the Laravel 5 days, and they're still being maintained. I think people also like them because of their design. Most of them, there's a couple of exceptions, but most of them are quite small. And we try to make the code as readable as possible, and we try to make the structure as flexible as possible, so you can mold it into your own use case. And I want to talk a little bit more about that flexible structure. So in this talk, I'm going to give you some cool tips on how to make your code readable and flexible. And I'm going to show you this in the package, in the context of a package, but this knowledge also applies to normal projects. And for demoing all of this, I've created a newish kind of package called the Laravel URL AI Transformer. So this one has been created a couple of months ago. And what this package can do is that it can read the content of a URL. It can pass that content to an AI. The AI can transform it to whatever you want it to transform it to. You can store the result in the database, so you can use it later on. And of course, you can schedule these transformations. So if you want to run the transformation every hour or every day, it's easy to do that as well. The package under the hood uses Prism, which is a package that makes it easy to communicate with all of these cool AI APIs. And this is what we're going to do with this package in this talk. And this is also the use case where I created the package for. So there's a thing called LD plus JSON, which is a scheme of describing for a web crawler or an AI what is on the page. It's basically a summary for robots. And you can see a little example of it there. And what I want to do is, for the Spatie website, to provide that information for all of our pages. But I didn't want to create it manually, I want to create it via AI, and that is what we are going to do in this talk as well. If you want to know more about JSON LD, I didn't come up with that, it's a standard, and it has its own website called JSON/LD.org. So, let me show you the package. And I've already created the project so you can see it. So using the package is quite simple. In a provider, you can just call transform. You give it the URLs you want to transform, and then you have these transformer classes that will get the content of these pages, and it can transform it to somewhere else. Now I have hard-coded here a couple of URLs, but you can, if you have some kind of crawler in your website, you can also give this some kind of callable, and you can just let that return all of the URLs that you want to have transformed. A transformer class itself is also pretty simple. This is the LD-JSON transformer, so it just contains a prompt. Summarize the following web page to ld.json, blah, blah, blah. And you can also configure Prism to execute this prompt. You can say, use this provider, use this model, and you can then store the response of the AI on a model that is also provided by the package. It's as simple as that. In the transformer key here, you can also do whatever transformer you want. You can also, if you want to transform stuff to Markdown, there's a Markdown transformer as well. And obviously, you can just create any transformer that you would like. Now, you can execute this with transform URLs, and probably you're going to add this to your schedule, because I'm not always certain that Wi-Fi will work and that AI will return the results that I want. I already ran this, so if we take a look in our database, this is what it returned. I just ran it backstage a couple of minutes ago. And you can see for this page, the LD-JSON transformer gave this response, and Markdown, it returned Markdown. Now to complete the demo, let me show you how we display it on our website. So if I go to the default layout, I have a blade component here, LD-JSON. If we go to the class here, then you can see that we use the model to get the result for the current URL. And in the blade view of that component here, we just display it. So in our browser, if we go to the source, if we scroll a little bit down, then you can see that the LD-JSON is being displayed here. So that is our use case. I think it's a very handy package because you can mold it into whatever you want. It is basically just running AI prompts for you on the schedule. Okay, let's go back to the slides. So Whenever a package like this is put out, I get a lot of questions. Just how to customize these things. Like, can we add logging? I'm going to use another database. I've not mentioned it before, but the whole transformation is happening on the queue. So people might ask, like, can we use like a different queue for this? And whenever you reach out to a site, could you add some headers or stuff? And I want to show you how we handle these kind of questions on our packages. So, let's tackle them one by one. Is it possible to log when these transformers run? So, an easy way would to just add a configuration to our config file, log when transformers run, and let people say if they want that or not. And in our package code, we could just read that configuration and just, log whenever people wanted to. And after a while, we could have other questions like, can we maybe customize the message that is being logged? And we could add keys for start message and end message. We could incorporate that as well, so we can read more config options. And then people would come back and even ask for more options. We want to customize the log level or the channel or how the message should be formatted. And yeah, it will be a mess because having too much small options is just confusing. It's a maintenance burden. Reviewing this kind of logic also isn't fun at all. So whenever I can, what do I try to do in a package is to just introduce an event. And so in this package there's an event for when the transformer is starting, when the transformer has ended, and then people can just do whatever they want on there. They can add logging there however they want, or add any kind of logic how they want. So all those separate config options, they aren't needed anymore. You just give people control. So that is how we tackle this question. So the next question. Oh, I went a little bit too fast. Oh, this is going on its own. I don't know if there a clicker here somewhere doing this. Wait, let me pull this one out. I think that's the clicker. Yeah, okay, it stopped. Sorry for that. So, second question. My database setup is very, very special. Can we use a different database connection? So, what we could do is again add an extra option in our config file with the model connection name so people can add that connection name there. And we could update the model of the package to read the config file and use that connection name. But again, soon people will have other questions, like I want to configure the table name. Can we have soft deletes on there? Can we enable the timestamps there? So we're back into this mess where every question is resulting in a config option. We don't want to do that. And I think there's a much better way to do this. We already know a class where we can configure all of this. It's just an eloquent model. So why don't we expose that in our config file? So in this package, there's a model key where we define the default model that is used by our package. And this allows to people to extend our custom model and add the behavior they want on there. So here we have added the soft delete straight and people can change the connection name. And then in the config file you can just specify that custom model, and that is how we make that flexible. Now as a package maintainer you can't use a model directly anymore because it will use like the default model if you call it like this. So here you need to get the model class from the config file and then call any method you want on there. Okay. Next question. Can you add an option to let the transformation job run on another queue? Sure. We could add a config option for this, but I hope that by now you know that this won't be the solution. So adding a job queue there, that won't work. So instead of adding small little options, you can just allow people to customize the entire job class, because on a job class you can just configure all of the behavior for that job. So for this package, there's a key process transformer job, which holds the default transformer job. It allows people to extend it again and to add the queue name on there and specify other things like a timeout, or it should be encrypted. And then people can just use the custom job in the config file. Okay, next question. When getting content from my site, can we add some extra headers to each request? Sure. Again, we could add like an extra option for this, but we're not going to do that. We want to do something more flexible and something more powerful. So at the core, getting the content of a web page in this package is just a simple call. It's just HTTP, get URL, get the body. So what we have done to solve this, and how we usually solve this in both projects and packages, is by converting this to an action class. So an action class is a simple class with just an execute method on there, or any method name that you want. Some people like invoke as well, and just do the work there. And it just encapsulates a piece of logic. It has many benefits. It also allows you to test this logic in isolation. It's a good way to organize your code. And yeah, I've said that this technique can be used in both packages and projects. Now, in our packages, we usually have an action key in our config file, and there we have keys for each action the package has. And by default, there's our default action class there. But again, people, they can just extend our default class and just add any logic that they want. So here we've just replaced that logic by a version that sends an extra header to the website. So how people can use this is by specifying their custom class in our config file, and they get their behavior. So I think action classes are an excellent way of wrapping small pieces of functionality that you want to be overridden. You can register them in the config file, and it makes your package very, very flexible. And like I've said, we use this technique in projects as well. So inside of the package, you must use the config helper to get the name of the action class. So you can new it up and call your execute method on there. But usually in a lot of packages, I have a config helper that just does all of this work in one line. So let's take a look at the config class of that package. So I have here the URL AI transformer config file, and here you can see all the things that we talked about. People, they can just use their own model. We have some extra actions here, and people can just customize it, their job. And there's a little bit of configuration for Prism as well. So, and instead of having all those small little config options, we just have a couple, but this makes the package very, very flexible, I think. Let's go back to the slides. Yeah, I think that we're all seeing that we're entering the age of AI. I can imagine that we will all have a lot of conversations about AI, about what it's doing now for us and where we are headed. And I think a question that people will ask is, why is knowledge like this, why are our patterns important? And I want to give my thought on it. And let me first show you this tweet by Taylor, which resonated with me. So he says, when you write foundational architectural code of a new project by hand, you feel the code pushing back if the abstraction isn't right. You feel when something is harder than it should be. And I feel this too. If I have like a wrong solution or something that I'm not happy with, then the code will tell me, because I need to do like a lot of work Like, for instance, adding little options. If I find myself adding little options, I think, isn't there like a better way to do this? So if you use an AI to program, which I think you all should, an AI can decide, I'm just going to add all those extra options, because for the AI, it feels no friction at all. It will just happily add all those options without using the right abstraction. And you don't want this. I think why you need to know these patterns is to push the AI in the right direction. If you see like an AI doing like a thing where you normally would feel friction, you need to push back. And I think that is why you need to know these principles in the first place, so you can guide an AI better to do the right thing. So, let's summarize everything that we've said in this talk. So, the Laravel URL AI transformer package, it can read the content of a URL, it can transform it via AI, and store it in the database for later use. And it's, yeah, like I've shown you, easily customizable. And like with all of our packages, I wrote some clear documentation on it, which you'll find on my site. So these are the proven package patterns that I showed you. So avoid adding tiny options. Trust your user, give them full control. Use events where applicable. Let your package register models and jobs in the config. Use action classes where possible, and know all of these patterns so you can instruct the AI to follow some good guidelines. So that is all that I have for you. You might find me back on stage here, because I have a few sponsor talks as well. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you. Wow.
So for everybody, how we'll do is like, for speaker, it's gonna be a surprise that what I'll ask. But at the same time, we both will have conversation. The same slides we have done in the presentation as well, so that it will be displayed here, here, and that will be done as and when we both are in match.
Okay.
So whatever the question I am asking, if you need some time, then you can read it from here.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that's good.
For you, it's future snapshot.
Okay.
So all the questions are considered that you are presenting yourself in the future standing, and then you have to give an answer, right?
Okay.
So let's go with the first question. In the coming years, a great Laravel package will be defined by?
I think even in the age of AI, developer experience is everything. I think,
Okay, so it will be defined by developer's experience.
Yeah.
Perfect. Second question. In the coming years, building sustainable open source companies will require more?
You're really putting me on the spot here. I have a belief that in the age of AI and open source companies, I think that we still will need developers that are both empathic and they can communicate well. That won't go away.
Okay, so for organizations, being empathetic and being more in communication will matter. Okay, third question. One skill package authors must learn for the future is?
I would say know your patterns well, still know how to write clear code. And again, it all comes down to documentation. So I think writing good documentation, and not only by the AI, but proofread it yourself, go in the mindset of the people, of a person that will use it will remain important.
Okay, thank you. Fourth question. In the future, package maintainability will matter more than?
Your entire life. No, I don't know how to answer that.
Fourth question, bro, is to answer. But you can give any answer. It's considering future.
In the future, package maintainability will more matter than saying hi to your AIs or something.
Okay, perfect. Fifth question. As a long-time maintainer, the biggest shift how you think about open source has been towards?
Yeah, I think this is Oh, if I present myself from the future, actually, I don't know. I had a lot of interesting conversations about this already. I mean, for small packages, an AI could also come up with that code. I don't know. I still have to gather
Okay.
my thoughts on.
No problem.
On
So,
this,
so you can put this in comment also. We're gonna
Yeah.
put all the questions on Twitter as well. Question number 6. Looking ahead, reusable code in Laravel will move more towards.
Phew, I think reusable code in Laravel is already pretty good. I think this is more a question of for Taylor. I think.
Okay. Question number 6,
yeah.
7. 2 years from now, Spassy would still focus on.
With the community, of course.
What a great answer, community.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
8. Looking ahead, the part of building package you still enjoy the most is.
Developer experience, coming up with a very good API, just going into the mindset of the user, just polishing it whenever I can, just the polishing bit. That is just so much fun.
Nice,
Yeah.
thank you. Question number 9. The biggest change coming to the Laravel ecosystem is, in generic, like not to specific context, but
That's also a very hard question because there are so many good things coming. I guess, like you, I'm also looking forward to Taylor's AI package. Who's looking forward to that one?
okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So AI SDK.
Yeah.
The last question, number 10. In the future, one thing you hope never changes about Laravel community is.
Yeah, just the friendliness and the warmth of this community. That is really something. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Like one question I would like to take from audience as well. Life is unpredictable. So could you please, like you already shared in one of your sharing, but you can share again that, could you please share how the packages will be maintained going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. We used to do it all by hand, of course, because even a year ago, AI wasn't in the state it is now. I think we will use AI a lot. There's like a new Laravel release coming up, and I used to go to each workflow file to add support for the new Laravel version and going through it. And I guess in the next month, I will do some experimentations, like how can I do AI in a loop and go through all of these folders. I'm already using it for like on PRs. When I create a PR myself, I say to an AI, "Hey, watch my tests. If they do not fail, tag a new release for me, and otherwise notify me." And that already saves me a lot of time. But I think this is all, all of these best practices and use cases, they're coming up for us all, I think, in real time. So I still have to do some research as well.
Thank you very much. So one more thing, Freek, thank you very much for sponsoring. Freek has 2 gold sponsors. So 2 spot he sponsored just for the Laracon India community. On top of that,
Thank you.
he has been part of all Laracons, 4th in the row. If we need anything as a team, we just ask him and he replies and he gives an instant answer. So for you, I would like to have a standing ovation from audience for being supported
Thank you.
for Laravel community. Thank you so much,
everybody.
Freek.
Thank you. See you. Thanks, man.